Mike worked very hard. He's the only person I can ever say trained harder than me. When I worked in the gym with him, and I'd seen all the things that he would do, and I was just amazed. And I'm like, God, shoot. 17 years old, me just a kid, man. I didn't think nobody gonna beat him.
Customato would say, these guys are gonna meet in the future. So I said, that'd be interesting. But at that time I was saying, I hope I don't meet this guy, because he's like an animal.
Mike, first let's start with you. Did you want to continue?
Well, I would like to continue, but I saw that I was getting beat on. I realized I don't think I have it anymore because I got the ability to stay in shape, but I don't got the fighting guts, I don't think, anymore.
When did you recognize that? At what part of the fight?
I don't know, early into the fight. I'm just sorry I let everybody down. I just don't have this in my heart anymore.
Did you feel as though you had it coming into the fight?
No, I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my parents. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah, that's most likely. I'm not going to fight again. I'm not going to disrespect the sport anymore by losing to this caliber of fighters.
Most fighters are used to fighting opponents 6'3", 6'2", the average heavyweight. And I feel that I use it to my advantage because I move my head, I'm very quick, and I'm low to the ground, and it's very difficult to hit me. I crouch low just to make my opponents punch down because I know where they're going to punch at. I get a lot of leverage from my punches, and it doesn't matter if I punch up or straight or down or around. I have good leverage. Jabbing doesn't have anything to do with the length of your arms or anything. Jabbing is all to do with timing. If you throw your jab at the right time, you could be 5'6", and I'll jab a guy 6'4". When I was younger, I used to always say, God, I'm just a midget. I'm never going to grow. I'm never going to be anything because I'm too short to do any kind of sports, anything. But then, I started believing in myself, and things worked out right. The most difficult part about fighting is the training because, believe it or not, the easy part about fighting is the fighting. No one wants to get up at 4 and run when it's pitch dark. It has to be done. And the only reason I do it so early is because I believe that the other guy isn't doing it and that it gives me a little edge. My favorite part about training is then when the training's over and then it's time to fight and I know I'm in supreme shape and there's no one's going to beat me. Then after the fight's over and I'm victorious, I say, wow, I'm going to do this next time. I'm going to even train harder. I don't trust anybody in general. I don't like people to know me at all. And I just recently trust him because the same much I trust him, I guess he trusts me. And he trusts me a lot. It's like a father and son relationship. Even though he is my manager and trainer, sometimes I forget that because of the way we are. He just accepted me like I was a son just off the street like nothing. And nobody really knows Mike Tyson. Nobody's really friendly with Mike Tyson, except Customato.
When you were watching Ali get beaten up as an old man, even that was a young kid, he's not going to quit. You got to kill him. He won't quit. Even he was getting beat up every round, getting the shit kicked out of him by Larry Holmes. And it's a champ. No, come on, let me out. Come on out. They wouldn't stop. He would have to stay up there and take the beating like a man. He wouldn't quit. That's a part of Ali. That's where he overshines me because I can't understand a man that's willing to just really die for this. And I talk that shit, but he's the real thing. Ali's a giant. There's nowhere other fighters can match him. He'll die for this shit. He'll die. I'm not gonna die for this. She's a different breed of person. It's not like us.
This man's great. And I don't know what would happen if he hit me.
I don't believe that because the champ is very modest, you know what I mean? Yeah. I seen him in the ring with killers. I seen him in there with killers, like Foreman, Shaver, guys. Yeah. much harder than I. And you know, he takes these guys' greatest punches, and that's what made him such a champion. I mean, even though I heard him say he didn't believe, he must have believed it, because that's why, from watching Ali, gave me the great deal of confidence and deep down inner belief to believe there's no man on this planet could beat me. He used to take his character and use it to reflect against his opponents, and he made them believe that he was invincible.
Yes.
So, and that's my great inspiration.
Yes. Yes.
What are you going to do when you retire from boxing?
All he wants to do when he retires.
Well, when I retire from boxing, I really don't know. I want to say something right here. This might make you all think. Life is not really long. When you're 65, ain't too much more to do. Did you know I'll be 65 in 30 more years? In those 30 years, I have to sleep 9 years. I don't have 30 years of daylight. I have to travel back to America, take 6-7 miles. All my traveling, probably 4 years of traveling in the next 30 years, about 9 years of sleeping, television, movies, entertainment, about 3 years of entertainment. Out of 30 years, I might have about 16 years to be productive. What am I going to do in the next 16 years? What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God.
We're giving him this stare, and he was staring back at you. Was he frightening you, or were you frightening him? Or was neither of you frightening the other?
Well, I don't think neither of us is frightened, but I'm psyching him, so he lets me know he's not scared. But I don't see him or see me. I see people like you watching, but mainly in America. And they were looking and building it up to be a race war. I said, you don't stand a chance. I'm gonna run you out of the ring. And people in Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, whoop that! He talks too damn much! Hey, let's go see this fight!
I got to meet Ali one time, and all I remember when I met and shook the man's hand was he never talked. I mean, at the point, Parkinson's or whatever, the illness had taken over, but I just remember when he extended his hand, and he didn't have to say anything to me. It was a weird vibe, not a weird vibe. It was such a gracious handshake. I can't even put a word to it. So I honor.
You felt something.
I felt something powerful from the man, and met the man one time and never got to, he never spoke a word to me, but I felt the presence and power from him.
Just before the fight, I'm looking at him. I said, sucker, you are in trouble tonight. You are fighting the greatest fight of all times. You heard I was the greatest, like you just said you heard this, now you see it. I said, you said I was the greatest, but you're gonna see. I'm fast, sucker. I'm gonna burn you up. You were fighting your idol. I talked through the whole fight. I said, come on, sucker. I said, show me something. They told me you could hit hard. You're just a sissy. Come on, sucker. Show me something. Come on, you can do better than that, George. I grabbed his head sometimes and I said, look at you. Round 7, and you're tired. You have 8 more rounds to go. And he's just throwing them. He's breathing. I said, oh, you finished, boy. You are in trouble. I said, you don't have but 2 chances, slim and none.
When you were watching Ali get beaten up as an old man, even that was a young kid, he's not going to quit. You got to kill him. He won't quit. Even he was getting beat up every round, getting the shit kicked out of him by Larry Holmes. And if the champ, no, come on, let me out, come on out. They wouldn't stop. He would have to stay up there and take the beating like a man. He wouldn't quit. That's a part of Ali. That's where he overshines me, because I can't understand a man that's willing to just really die for this. And I talk that shit, but he's the real thing. Ali's a giant. There's no way other fighters can match him. shit die. I'm not gonna die for that. She's a different breed of person. It's not like us.